we have this nice balance of one sitting and one standing. Okay, hello everyone and nice evening. I'm glad to be here. I am the Janina, so Janina, and I'm here with Mariia. We were participating this EarthWise residency for 2 months, yeah, and it kind of ended yesterday. And then we came here to talk about how did we archive these 2 months of doing residency work between an researcher and an artist. Yeah, maybe we start from there. So I am this person. I am, from my background, I am a meteorologist. So I studied physics and atmospheric circulation, and now I'm doing my PhD about climate change and climate change competencies in Finland. So there I'm from. But I'm also a dancer. I'm a painter. I do different kind of arts. And within this art and science collaboration, it really combines the art and science within me and within us too. So I'm kind of representing the researcher side who has also the artistic side. It's good.
That's perfect. My name is Mariia. I'm here as an artist part of our duo. I'm a filmmaker and visual artist. My medium is a film, video installation, multimedia installation. And we were eventually in this program with a specific topic, and which was called hydrocommunication. And we approached it during this time. I feel we approached it very interestingly. So there will be relation to the ways how we decided to go through the residency, but also what were our outcomes and how it related to that archiving.
Yeah. So our topic was hydrocommunication. So the idea of water and the language of water and the language through water. And water is such a large topic. It kind of already from the beginning, it started to have this different kind of branches and directions. How do we approach something? Like we have the question here: what if water is the language between more than humans, but the language doesn't have words? And now that we talk about archiving, how do we archive a language that is not words? And this kind of entangles our difficulties with the archiving, because we're trying to sense, we're trying to go into the location, like Christine said, walking in the hills of Mosbiao, finding the water, listening to the water, trying to see and sense and combine it with the knowledge we have and combine it with the knowledge we gain from the local people and the local more than humans. And what are the ways we can sense it? It's interesting because we have so many different backgrounds. Like I can paint, I can dance. Mariia is taking photographs, she can take videos, making documentaries, we can interview, we can discuss. We have the science, we have the articles, and how this all kind of, it became like a little peak of the hypercommunication in this moment. And then we try to briefly describe this in the archive in the Birka page.
Yes, and I will go to their artistic archival practices because as a documentary filmmaker, I mostly follow the flow where I integrate other artists into my work. So I am, as an artist, also documenting the practice of other artists, which makes it at least artistic documentation. So for instance, what we did for the EarthWise and what I did for the previous project, it's an invitation of the local community, local people. For instance, we have a poet in the background reading their poetry and giving us this poetic performance, and then we have Janina performing on the back her performance. And then, of course, there was the sound and music of the composer who was composing it. And it brings a lot of questions all together. For instance, ethical documentation of this. If I just combine all these three works together, do I cross any boundaries? Am I gentle towards the practice, what was already there? Am I gentle towards the artists who are involved? So it's also the question of the consent and the question and communication and how we actually approach it together as a community. If we think about this practice more as a communal practice and not as me as an artist coming here in the location and want to just document it, how we actually combine our works together to create the synergy. And this leads to the idea of artistic documentation, which in scale creates an artistic archive, where from place to place, it's from two different documentaries in two different places, where I apply this approach that I invite more artists collaborate on this project, and together we create this frame or space and time kind of trace of the location that later can have its own life. In this case, it will be a film festival and film screening and film life, because film is a medium that will be translated later and will be screened later and can be shown to the people. But altogether, film as a medium, it works with something that can be gone. And here, especially environmental films, it works with something that is in the state of decline as our ecosystem. Therefore, this film can document something that doesn't exist anymore. For instance, we have the sea and the person swimming in the sea, but how quickly will the sea be so polluted that we can't have swimming as a practice in it anymore? And this is tragic, but yet also the practice that gives some hope that together as an artist we need to reinvent the ways how we collaborate together so we can pass this knowledge. So all these artists working on the topic of water, topic of environmental grief, topic of the hydro communication in some way, how we all together can create something that will live further away, given the state that probably the ecosystem won't survive this all. Yeah. This is a very positive note to finish, I think. But the positive thing about fostering interdisciplinary collaboration, that it forces us to start thinking together and kind of give back our ego and foster this nourishment, foster collaboration, how we can all together work on something and create this trace in the space and time with our practice that actually will be a beautiful, at least history or something that can live longer and also pay respect to everything involved in it.
Thank you, and apologies for giving you so little time, but I really just wanted to present. So now we give the word to Carolina.
Are we taking over?
And now also I think you have to stand up because something will happen.
Yeah, so I think we will turn our focus more to this corner